The summer was long that year. The clay dried faster than usual, and the grapes on the hills outside town hung fat and sweet. Lucius, the potter, worked steadily by his kiln, shaping amphorae in silence. His hands were stained red from the earth, his thoughts full of questions. He had enough to survive, barely. His pots sold, some weeks well, some poorly. There was no debt, but no growth either. He wanted more, not out of greed, but out of quiet hunger for change. One day, at the edge of the market, Lucius noticed a man struggling with barrels of wine. His tunic was soaked purple, his cart uneven. The man cursed as one of the wooden barrels leaked onto the stone road. Lucius stepped in. "You're losing your harvest." The man turned frustrated. "I know, these barrels are old. The sea shipment rejected half of them. Said the wine would turn before it even reached the coast." Lucius looked at the mess, then at his own cart, full of tall, narrow amphorae, thick and sealed with pine resin. "You're a winemaker," Lucius said. "And you're a potter," the man replied. They both smiled. The man's name was Flavius. He came from a family vineyard a few miles away, and he had wine, excellent wine, but no reliable way to move it. Lucius had clay, fire, and a growing skill in shaping vessels strong enough for long travel. They sat that evening under olive trees near the road. Dusty bread between them, wine in cracked cups, no contracts, just talk, just truth. "I could make better amphorae, sealed and shaped for shipping," Lucius said. "But I can't afford to take the time, not without certainty." "And I can't afford better storage," Flavius answered. "But I can't keep losing shipments." They stared at the dirt a while. Then Flavius said quietly, "What if we share the risk?" They made an agreement. Flavius would supply a portion of wine up front. Lucius would make amphorae, specially crafted, stronger, glazed inside, sealed tight. They would sell the wine together in bulk to coastal traders. Neither man had gold to spare, but each had a piece of what the other lacked. It wasn't easy. The first batch was too heavy, the second too narrow, the third perfect. By the time autumn came, their first shipment was loaded. Flavius poured, Lucius sealed. They packed 20 amphorae into carts and sent them east toward the port. Weeks passed, then news returned. The traders paid double the usual rate, not for the wine alone, but for the quality of the container, the stability in transit, the finish. The amphorae themselves became sought after. Winter came. Flavius and Lucius stood by the fire in the potter's yard, counting coins, sipping warm wine. "You know," Flavius said, smiling, "I never thought I'd make more money from a pot than from what I put in it." Lucius laughed. "And I never thought I'd build wealth by filling someone else's vessel." They kept going. They reinvested. Better tools, more hands, more shipments. Soon others came asking for their model, but it was built on more than clay and grapes. It was built on trust, patience, and shared vision. Lucius understood something he'd never learned from books or markets. You don't need wealth to invest. You need clarity, effort, and the right partner. In the flicker of firelight, with wine warming his chest and the sound of carts rolling in the distance, Lucius realized he hadn't just built better pots. He had built something far rarer, a partnership where both could grow. If this story gave you something to think about, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. More cinematic stories about money, mindset, and timeless wisdom are on the way.